my beloved child. You will sense a deep stirring within your sulan, invisible yet powerful wind sweeping through the hidden chambers of your heart. It is not by chance, nor by the randomness of life, but by Mithi, one who sees all that this is happening. You will witness things long concealed, in the shadows being brought to light by my divine radiance. I have allowed this transformation not to frighten you, but to set you free. For I am the Lord your Goda, loving Father. Yet a Holy One and I cannot turn a blind eye to what has silently eroded your spirit and the sanctuary of your home. Do you not know? Evil does not always appear like a violent storm, but often creeps in like a subtle, mist-faint, yet poisonous. It begins with small concessions, with quiet compromises in thought, with emotions left unoffered to me, with seemingly harmless things that harbor the seeds of destruction. These things have taken root not only in your surroundings, but even within your family. Once a haven of peace, now a battlefield of conflict and unrest. I have seen the moments you turned away out of exhaustion, the times you remained silent because you didn't know where to start. But I have not remained silent. I have waited, patiently, watching, and now is the time I act. I love you too much to let darkness continue to claim space in your life. I love your family too much to hand them over to the grip of shadows. What is about to unfold may shake the foundations of what you once thought unshakable. But remember this, everything I do is born from love and holiness. I do not cleanse your life just to leave it empty, but to rebuild it on a foundation of righteousness, love, and truth. My light does not only exposate heals. I do not merely cast out evil, I restore life. Abundant, true, and eternal. Beloved, do not fear the change. Do not tremble when hidden things come to light. In that very moment, I am ushering you into a new season of cleansing, of restoration, and of faith stronger than ever before. If before you only knew me through teachings, now you will encounter me in living reality. You will know that I am not just a father far away in heaven, but a father near who enters your home, sits among the ruins, wipes every stain, and rebuilds what you thought was lost. But I must speak to you honestly, this will not be easy, for light always makes darkness writhe. What once lay quietly in the shadows will resist being exposed. Relationships will need to be confronted. Thought patterns will need renewal. Wounds will need to be opened, to be healed. But my child, I will not leave you to face it alone. I will be beside you, step by step. Every tear you shed will be kept by me. Every prayer you whisper will be heard. Every courageous choice you make to walk in the light will cause heaven to rejoice. You are not alone in this battle. My angels surround you. My spirit lights the path before you, and eyes. I myself am protecting you, strengthening you, and leading you into fullness. I will not stop until my light fully inhabits your home, until true peace reigns within your heart, and until you stand firm as a living witness to my faithfulness. Prepare your heart, my child. Open the door for me to enter. Allow me to wash away what you no longer have the strength to carry. Let me remove the fear, and in its place, plein courage. Let me place within you a wisdom that surpasses human understanding, so that you may not only survive the storm, but grow, mature, and stand strong in faith. Tonight marks a turning point, not for destruction, but for renewal, not for ending, but for beginning, not for loss, but for stepping into fullness, the fullness I have always desired for you before the world was formed. And when you look back, you will say from the depths of your heart, Indeed, the Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in my eyes. You will no longer be who you once were, for I am making all things new. You will be a light in the midst of this world, a witness to a God who never gives up on those he loves. I love you, and that love will never change. Whether you understand it or not, whether you feel ready or not, that love is already moving, and tonight, it begins something entirely new in your life. Beloved child of mine, tonight, something sacred is stirring within your heart, a divine movement that may confuse you in the moment, but will become as clear as the dawn after the darkness. This is not merely an event, but a transformation, a spiritual shift that I myself have ordained. In it, my justice will flow like a mighty river, not to destroy you, but to wash away what no longer aligns with my glory in your life. Do not fear when familiar things begin to shake, for that is the evidence that I am moving. I am intervening not because I am distant, but because I love you too deeply to let you live bound to what does not lead to true life. My justice, dear one, is not the punishment the world imagines. It is my holiness in action, bringing restoration. It is a fire that does not consume your soul, but burns away the things that keep you from the light. It is the sharp edge of truth, cutting away falsehood so that you may stand firm upon a solid foundation. I do not come with a handful of wrath, but with a heart full of mercy, mercy that knows you cannot grow without cleansing, cannot go far while still chained to the past, and cannot reflect my glory while holding on to what dims the light. Tonight will be difficult, I do not deny it. There will be things taken from you, things you once thought vital, things you believed were part of your very identity. But remember, you are not losing. You are being renewed. What I remove is not to leave you empty, but to make room for me to fill you. Every removal is part of the restoration. Every stripping away is preparation for something better, something from heaven, not from the flesh. You will see more clearly, hear more distinctly, and live more truthfully when you are no longer veiled by compromise, fear, or pretense. This transformation is not just physical, it is spiritual. It is a declaration that I am cleansing the room of your soul to establish my throne there. And when I reign, every shadow will be cast out. True peace will culminate the silence of endurance, but the rest found in truth. I do not want you to merely survive, I want you to shine. And for you to shine, the purification is necessary. You will be stronger after tonight, not because you fought harder, but because you learned to surrender in faith. You will be wiser not because you know all the answers, but because you return to me, the source of all understanding. You will be more focused not by forcing control, but because I have realigned your being to center on my unchanging truth. When everything around you shifts, my word remains. When your heart is unsettled, my grace stands firm. I want you to grasp this. Purification is the loving act of a father, not the blind rage of a distant God. My righteous anger is not like human anger. It is the response of love that refuses to coexist with darkness. I cannot stand by while shadows linger in your life. I cannot allow you to remain in confusion when I have given you light. That is why I am moving not to wound you, but to bring you into fullness of life. Beloved child, what I am doing in you will not only change you, but it will affect the atmosphere around you. As your heart is purified, you will become a source of light in your household, a sign of hope for others. The transformation you undergo tonight is the beginning of a new life, a life marked by power, freedom, and the leading of my spirit. Rest in my presence. Child, allow me to do my work. Be courageous enough to let go of what you do not understand, so you can embrace what you never imagined. Let your tears flow like rivers that cleanse the old, and let me dry them with the promise that those who sow in tears will reap with shouts of joy. Psalm 126:5. Tonight, I am cleansing. Tonight, I am restoring. Tonight, I am preparing you for something new, something from heaven. No longer tethered to people or circumstances. And tomorrow, when the sun rises, you will feel different. Lighter, brighter, closer to me. And in that moment, you will know there is nothing more precious than letting your Father purify your heart, so that you may live a life where I dwell. You will no longer fear the night because you will know I was there. I was at work, and I made a way for a light that will never fade. Beloved child of mine, you now stand at the threshold of something sacred, not an end, but a fulfillment. This is the final stage of a long journey I have walked with you in silence. A refining process I began before you even understood yourself. Every tear you have shed, every step you have taken through the valley of shadows, every breathless moment of despair, I have seen them all. I have never taken my eyes off you, not even when you couldn't sense my presence. And today, I want you to know your perseverance has not been in vain. The trials you have endured were never meant to crush you, but to forge you into someone who can stand in the glory I am about to release. I know the burdens you've carried, the words that wounded, the pressures no one else could comprehend, the sleepless nights filled with unanswered questions. I have seen how the darkness tried to dim the light you carry. I know there were moments when your faith felt fractured, when you felt lost amid the noise of a chaotic world. But child, it was in those very moments of weakness that I was strongest for you. It was on those darkest days that I sheltered you beneath the wings of my unconditional love. You didn't realize it then, but in every pain, in every stumble, I was removing what did not belong to you: false beliefs, self-destructive habits, barriers that kept you from my fullness. And now that the appointed time has come, I will act, no more delay, no more waiting. I will remove what must go. I will clear away what still clings to your soul, so that you can step into a new beginning, free from the past, unshackled from fear, and ready to live the divine purpose I designed for you. Beloved, I did not create you to live forever in the cycles of failure and regret. I created you to shine in the world, to be living evidence of my faithfulness and power. And for that to become reality, you must be refined like gold through fire, like a seed that must die before it sprouts, like soil that must be broken to receive new planting. Each challenge was not to destroy you, but to teach you to trust. Each pressure was not to crush you, but to reveal the strength within you that you never knew existed. Be courageous. Child, know that what I do brings not temporary change, but éternelle transformation. What I remove is not to leave you lacking, but to make room for something greater. What I take away has fulfilled its purpose, and now no longer fits the person you are becoming. Do not grieve. Do not be afraid, for what I have prepared for you far exceeds anything you are willing to release. You will begin again, not from your wounds, but from your healing, not burdened, but light, not with a confused mind, but with a clear heart and focused eyes. You will walk forward with a peace the world cannot give, and a strength that doesn't come from human striving, but from my spirit within you. I will lay a new foundation, not on sand, but on rock, not in ambition, but in faith. not in anxiety, but in my steady guidance. And when you walk forward from this night, you will know you are not the same. You have been refined by the hand of your Father, prepared for a glory that the world cannot touch, and called into a life where my presence goes before you and my love never lets go. You will see how every piece of your life that once seemed scattered and disconnected now comes together to form a beautiful picture. Every wound that once bled will now stand as evidence of healing. Every mistake that once brought you shame will now become a precious lesson that sets others free. You will no longer look at your life with doubt, but with gratitude. Gratitude that I never gave up on you, even when you wanted to give up on yourself. And believe this, my child, you have never been abandoned. Even in your darkest hours, I was there. When no one understood you, I remained beside you. When your only breath was a whispered prayer, I heard, and I am still working. Even now, I am preparing all things for you to enter a new chapter of maturity, clarity, and mission. A chapter no longer written by fear, but by anointing. So open your heart. Do not resist the process I am completing. This cleansing is not to discard you, but to lift you up, not to make you feel worthless, but to reveal the true worth I placed in you from the very beginning. You are my precious creation, not made to live in survival mode, but to live with courage, strength, and authority, for you are a child of the King. Step forward, my child. A new beginning awaits you, not because you deserve it, but because I am faithful. And what I begin, I will complete in glorious and wondrous ways. My beloved child, there are moments when a sense of loss echoes within your sula, sudden emptiness, as if something familiar has been taken from your hands. I know it shakes you. I do not dismiss the reality of your feelings, for I am the one who formed your heart, who knows every beat, every trembling. But I want you to pause, take a deep breath, and listen to what I am whispering. The loss you feel right now is actually the beginning of a greater fullness you cannot yet imagine. You may not fully understand, and that's okay. I do not ask you for full understanding. I simply invite you to place your hand in Immerse. I can walk you through the stretch your eyes cannot yet see. You see emptiness, but I see opportunity. You see something being taken, but I see space being made for something more miraculous. My child, sometimes what you refuse to let go is the very thing standing in the way of what you've always longed for. I do not remove things to make you hurt, but because I know there are things, no matter how precious, that cannot take you to the destiny I have prepared. There are relationships, goals, and even thought patterns that, if held on to, will only weigh you down and slow you on your divine journey. I never clear out a space just to leave it barren. No, my child, I always have something better waiting. But the better cannot enter while you still cling to the old. So loss is not an end, it is a door to something greater. I know, when I take something away, you may ask, why now? Or say, I'm not ready. But my child, because I am the one who knows all timing. I am never late, nor am I early. My timing is always perfect, and that perfect timing is now at work in your life. Even when you feel weak, I do not see a failure. Even when you're confused, I do not see a faithless one. I see a child learning to release and trust, to close their eyes and follow the leading of the Spirit. Let me remind you of this. Nothing taken from you in me will go unrewarded with something greater. The tears of today will become the shouts of joy tomorrow. The emptiness of now will become the wellspring of blessing. And what I am preparing for, You will not only be enough, it will overflow, so you can pour into others. I do not simply want to heal you, I want to make you a source of healing. I do not only want to give you joy, I want to make you a bringer of joy into places of sorrow. But to do that, I must clear, remove, and rebuild from the deepest foundation of your soul. Be patient. My dear one, do not rush to fill this space with temporary things. Do not try to ease the ache with fleeting solutions you know will not last. Wait for me. Let me be the one who fills. For when I am the answer, you will never live in lack again. When you allow me to fill the gap, you will possess something unshakable by circumstance, untouchable by time. My child, trusting me is not the rejection of reason, it is the wisest choice when facing the unknowable. Faith is not always comfortable. It is a deep resolve that I remain good even when you cannot yet see the good. The more patient you are, the softer your heart becomes. The more you wait with trust, the more you learn that true value lies not in what is seen, but in what I am doing behind the veil. And when the time comes not according to your calendar, but my eternal plan, you will see why I removed the old. You will marvel at the beauty of what I've brought. You will look back and realize, if I had not closed that door, you would have never walked through the better one. If I had not emptied your hands, you would have never received what I was longing to give. And in that moment, you will say, Father, thank you for not letting me hold on to what I no longer needed. Be at peace. My child, know that every time I take away, I am preparing to give. Every silence in your heart will be filled with life. And every time you choose to trust me, you give me room to perform a miracle. Keep trusting. Keep opening your heart. For your Father have never forgotten my promise. And that promise is being fulfilled even now. My beloved child, let this be written deeply on your heart. What you are going through is not the end, but the glorious beginning of a greater journey, one I planned before your first cry ever reached this world. Tonight is not just another moment in your personal history. It is the opening of a door to a sequence of wonders I have already aligned. Do not take lightly what is happening now, even if it seems silent, still, or hidden from the natural eye, because it is often those quiet, obedient, faith-filled moments that give birth to a harvest beyond your imagination. I know you've had days that felt unchanged. I know you've grown weary waiting for promises to come to pass, sometimes wondering if you've missed something or lost your way. But rest assured, I am never late. I am the keeper of every word I speak. What unfolds tonight will become a foundation for your next steps, a milestone you will one day point to and say, here is where God began something new in me. I am leading you into a season not only of blessing but of preparation, discipline, and inner strength being forged at the root. You will face challenges. That is certain, not because I want to break you, but because I want to see you strong, resilient, and wise. The trials ahead will no longer cause you to retreat, for you have been refined in the fire of wisdom and faithfulness. What you experience tonight will become your spiritual armor for the days to come. You will realize that what once sparked fear is now the birthplace of unshakable faith. I am preparing you not just to receive the blessing, but to steward it wisely. For a gift given without the maturity to sustain it can become a burden, but I love you too much to give prematurely. And tonight is the sign that you are drawing near to that time. The time when my promises will no longer be something you only pray for, but something you touch, live in, and share with others. From this moment forward, you will learn to walk with a new confidence, the kind that fears the shadows or doubts every turn. You will learn to fix your eyes ahead, knowing I go before you, leveling hills, breaking bronze gates, and making a way where there was none. You will learn to trust my voice, even when it contradicts the noise of the world. You will learn to stand firm not by your strength, but by my endless grace. And when others spiral in chaos, you will walk in certainty not because you are strong, but because you know who is with you. Do not be afraid. My child, I say it again not because you've never heard it, but because I know your heart still needs reassurance. Do not let the wind outside make you doubt the whisper within. Do not let closed doors make you forget that I am the one who opens doors no one can shut. Do not let momentary loneliness make you forget that I am holding your hand step by step, breath by breath. You will enter the harvest of dreams, once thought dead. You will step into the restoration of what seemed lost forever. You will be placed in positions where my light can shine through you, not because you are flawless, but because you are surrendered. I do not need you to be superhuman. I need you to be tender, available, and trusting. For in your weakness, my power is most fully displayed. So, my beloved, don't just look at what's in front of you. Lift your eyes. Look beyond what you see. Because what I am doing far exceeds what you can understand right now. I am making a way. I am doing something new. And you are a vital part of that planet because you are perfect. But because you are perfectly loved, walk forward with new confidence. Boldly take hold of every opportunity I place before you. Know that tonight is a sign not of an end, but of a beginning of a steady journey, a season of harvest, and a life not merely survived, but gloriously lived. For I am with you, not just beside you, I am within you, before you, and waiting for you at the end of the path. And because of that, you are never alone, never abandoned, never lacking anything you need to fulfill the mission I have prepared for you since eternity past. My beloved child, I see your heart trembling amidst the waves of an invisible battle. You are not mistaken. Darkness has indeed encircled you. I know you have sensed it, the heaviness in the air, the moments you cannot explain but feel deep in your spirit, shadows in the corners of your home, your family, your thoughts whispers of unrest as if light is slowly being dimmed. This is not imagination, nor a weakness in your faith. It is the reality of a world relentlessly contending against the light I have placed within you. You have seen it discord creeping into your closest relationships. You've felt fear trying to seize you at your weakest moments. You've endured confusion clouding the path, making simple things suddenly tangled and weighty. The enemy does not always come with a roar, but often with a whisper sowing seeds of doubt, fueling conflict, twisting truth with half-lies. And you, in your faithfulness, have fathered by hour, day by day. I see clearly how the chaos has affected you, the restless nights, the silent sighs no one hears, the moments when you wonder if you're losing your way. As everything around you seems to fall apart, you may not speak it aloud, but I see every fracture in your heart. You still stand, still walk, still pray. Yet sometimes your soul is so weary that all it can whisper in the silence is, "Father, please don't leave me." I have heard that cry. I was there every second, every moment, even in the darkest places where you thought I had gone silent. But my beloved, know this. The light I placed within you has never gone out. Though it may be covered, it still burns. Though it may be disturbed, it still exists. And now, right in the darkness you are walking through, I am doing a new thing. Darkness can never overcome light, it can only obscure it for a moment. But when the light is stirred again, it chases out all that is dark. I have not allowed evil to touch your life to destroy you, but to reveal that my power is greater than any force of darkness. My child, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come that you may have life, and life in abundance. The enemy uses fear to paralyze you, but I give you love, so you may walk in boldness. The enemy sows doubt, but I uphold you with truth that never changes. In the midst of all chaos, I am the one who brings order. In the midst of all brokenness, I am the one who restores. In every moment of weakness, I am the strength that lifts you up with arms that never grow tired. You will ask, why is this darkness allowed to surround me? And I speak to you in tenderness, because it is in the darkness that faith is tested. It is there that you learn to hear my voice more clearly than ever before. It is in the silence of man that you truly recognize I am the one who is always speaking through guidance, through presence, through mercy. You are not fighting alone. You are not alone. I have sent angels to encamp around you. I have clothed you in spiritual armor. Sword of my word is in your hand. And when you lift your voice, the darkness trembles. Stand firm. My child, remember who you are, not a victim of unseen forces, but a child of the Almighty. The blood of my Son Jesus Christus redeemed you from the dominion of darkness. His name is a fortress, a refuge, a lamp to your feet. When you declare his name, heaven moves, the earth shakes, and hell must retreat. The pain you've endured, the battles you've faced, will not be wasted. I will use them to refine you, to glorify my name through your life. Your weakness today will become tomorrow's courage. What you've endured will become the voice of comfort for others walking through the same valley. You will become strong not by your own might, but by the power of the one who lives within you. So do not let the darkness make you forget the light within. Do not let the voice of fear drown out the promises of your Father. Do not let what your eyes see cause you to doubt what I have planted in your heart. I am still here, not leaving, not retreating, not changing. I am working. I am watching over you. I am preparing a radiant victory not just for you, but through you, so that many others will see hope in the midst of the night. You are the lamp I have lit, and that light will shine, and nothing can put it out. For I have chosen you. I have called you, and I will never leave you in the dark. Lift up your head. My child, the light is coming, and you will see that I am faithful. My beloved child, listen deeply in your spirit to this unshakable truth. A declaration from the mouth of your Father. Those wicked spirits no longer have any power over you. No more, for you do not belong to darkness. You are a child of light. You are mine, and Almighty Creator. The ruler of heaven and earth, am your defender. It is time for you to walk fully in the awareness of your identity, not as one begging for scraps of grace, but as an heir with authority in the kingdom of heaven. You have fought battles in silence, endured whispers of doubt and fear. You have wondered why darkness at times seemed to surround you from every side. But now I say to you, the light has come, and you are standing in it. You no longer fight as one without weapons, for I have given you spiritual weapons power from on high. That power does not come from emotions, nor from circumstances, but from the eternal truth, my word, living and active, sharper than any two-edged sword. My child, my word is not merely printed ink on paper, it is life. It is breath for your soul. It is a weapon no force can withstand. When you begin to declare my word with understanding, not just from your lips, but from faith deep in your heart, then that power will be activated. And you will see the darkness must retreat. The things that once bound you will be broken. The burdens that weighed you down will be lifted from your shoulders. You will no longer tremble, nor doubt, nor be confused between truth and deception. Because my light will illuminate every corner. When you proclaim my name of Yahweh, the name of the Savior, the name of your Heavenly Father, very force that rises against you will lose its hiding place. They may whisper in the night, but when you speak, they will fall silent. They may stir fear in the shadows, but when you call on my Spirit, their schemes will collapse. They may masquerade as light, but I am the true light, and wherever I shine, darkness cannot remain. You will find yourself changing day by day, moment by moment, not because your circumstances have shifted, but because you have awakened, because you have begun to realize that you are not a victim of spiritual battles, but a warrior trained by the Holy Spirit Himself. You no longer fear defeat, for victory has already been given to you in Christ. That victory is not something that will come, it is something that has already been established. And now, you are simply stepping into what has belonged to you since before the foundation of the world. Never doubt that you can walk in it, not by your own strength, but by the power of the one who lives in you, my Spirit, the Comforter, the Guide. The mighty Oni is with you at all times. He is not merely behind you, but within you, speaking, strengthening, and giving courage. When you call upon Him, you are not merely seeking comfort. You are summoning the power of heaven. You are releasing heavenly armies to act on your behalf. And when that happens, no force of darkness can withstand it. My child, do not live as if you are waiting to be rescued. You have been rescued. Do not live as though you are hoping for victory. You are already clothed in victory. And from this day forward, you do not live to ask for peace. You declare that you walk in the peace that was purchased with blood. You are not weak in faith. You are growing stronger through revelation. And what you know will transform how you live. Rise up. My beloved, do not bow your head any longer. Lift your face, for your light has come. The things that once frightened you now tremble at your prayers. The burdens that once weighed you down are now melting away in the heat of my presence. You are a child of the King, not merely in word, but in spiritual essence. And that Kingy myself am here. I'm working, am shielding, and am declaring before heaven and earth, this is my beloved child, the one I have chosen, and no one can snatch them out of my hand. So go forth not with hesitation, but with bold faith. Darkness may try to hide, but it cannot escape the light. Evil may attack, but it cannot triumph. And you, my child, will always be covered in my glory. Let your mouth overflow with declarations. Let your heart be filled with life, and let the light within you shine into every place you go. For I am light, and wherever I am, darkness can never prevail. And you, my beloved, are the bearer of that light to the world. My precious child, there are moments in life when you feel as though you are wrestling with something unseen, a weight pressing down, a distraction you cannot explain, a sense of being pulled away from the path you know is right. You look around and ask, why is this happening to me? But today, I want you to understand something deeper. What you are facing is not random, nor is it merely an isolated trial. It is part of a greater, unseen spiritual battle happening all around you, a divine conflict where light contends with darkness, and truth overcomes deception. The enemy knows well the potential I have placed inside you. He does not fear who you were yesterday, but he trembles at who you are becoming. That is why he relentlessly sows seeds of doubt into your mind, whispers lies that exhaust your spirit, and seeks to weary you along the path I have destined for you. He wants you to forget who you are. He wants to blur my image in your heart and make you question my goodness and faithfulness. He wants you stuck in weariness, distracted by the small things, so that you lose sight of the sacred voice you once heard so clearly. But listen to me, child. You are not abandoned in this battle. I am not standing at a distance watching you struggle. On the contrary, I am fighting for you. I have surrounded you with my presence, equipped you with the armor of light, placed my word within you as a holy sword, and stationed my angels around you day and night. You are not alone, and you will not be defeated. I never allow the enemy to triumph over those who belong to me and you. My beloved are counted among them. You are the one chosen among many souls. I called you by name. I saw you before you were formed in your mother's womb. I know every part of you, the weaknesses you hide, the fears you've yet to speak, and the courage you haven't realized is yours. And because I know you, I placed you in this very position not to be crushed, but to be built up, not to be overwhelmed, but to learn how to walk on water, not to be broken, but to become stronger, wiser, and deeper in faith. My child, the fiery arrows flying your way are evidence that you are drawing near to something the enemy fears you will reach. You are on the right path, and that is what makes the darkness tremble. But do not let the attack push you back. Let it be the very reason you press forward. Let every trial become a chance to reaffirm who holds your life. Let every moment of weariness remind you that your strength does not come from yourself but from me, the wellspring of all life. I know there are moments when you feel weak, when you want to give up, when you believe you are not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy. But I did not choose you because you are enough. I chose you because I am enough. I chose you so that through you, my power would be revealed. Do not let the whispers of the enemy drown out my voice of truth and love. Do not let old wounds keep you from stepping into the new things I am preparing. Do not give darkness more space in your mind, for my light is in you. And where light dwells, darkness must flee. You are not created to live in fear, but to walk in power, in love, and in a sound mind. You are not the product of circumstance, but the masterpiece of grace. And in every battle, you are not merely a survivor, you are more than a conqueror. Not because you are never weak, but because I never give up on you. Victory is not found in your perfection, but in my faithfulness. Be courageous, my child. Keep walking, even if the days ahead seem shrouded in mist. Believe that each obedient step opens a way. Remember that I am holding your hand, not just to lead you through the wilderness, but to bring you into the wide and hope-filled plains. Trust that this battle will bring glory to my name through your life, and that many will see the light in you as the very light of your Father in heaven. You are an essential part of my plan. You are the one who brings light into the darkness. You are the one who keeps the flame of hope burning in the foggiest of days. And I, your Father, will never allow any force to extinguish that light. So do not fear. Do not doubt. Do not look back. You were created for such a time as this, and you will not be defeated. For I am with you, now and forever. My beloved child, Open your heart to receive what I am about to do. For Father am coming, not with wrath or demand, but with a love so vast and a gentleness that surpasses all understanding. I am preparing to fill your home with the glorious presence of my Spirit, not just as a fleeting feeling or a momentary calm, but as a living stream from heaven touching every corner of your household, healing every wound, wiping away every tear, and renewing every heart that once lay shattered. I know there have been seasons when you grew weary, carrying burdens too heavy for one person. I know you have prayed in silence, sacrificed without notice, and trusted through days when no promises felt clear enough to cling to. You've seen conversations break down, eyes turn distant, and words that hurt more than healed. You've tried to protect something precious even when it seemed everything around you was falling apart. But I want you to know nothing has escaped my notice. And now, the time I have appointed has come. I will lay my hand upon your family not to rebuke, but to restore, not to condemn, but to rebuild. You will see the chaos slowly fade, making room for deep peace that does not come from control, but from surrender. Where there were sighs, I will play songs. Where there were tangles, I will mend them with cords of mercy. Where you had let go, I will raise up again with the power of restoration. I will touch each heart, from the child longing to be loved to the adult struggling within themselves, the wounds no one saw, the dreams long forgotten, the apologies that were never spoken. I will gather them all and weave them into a new story, a story you will not just hear, but live. You will witness what once seemed impossible become reality. Relationships you thought were dead will blossom again through the breath of the Holy Spirit. You will see me moving not through loud wonders, but through quiet changes that no one can deny. A long-awaited embrace after years of silence. A dinner table no longer wrapped in tension, but in joy. A prayer whispered from the lips of a loved one you thought would never speak again. These things are not coincidences. They are me. It is I, quietly stepping in, bringing life, blessing what you thought was beyond hope. And you, my beloved one, you will be a witness, not a bystander, but a participant, one chosen to see my power unfold in real, tangible ways. You will not just hear of miracles from others, but you will recount your own. You will be the voice that declares, "The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in my eyes." Your heart will overflow with a joy not born of circumstance, but rooted in truth. I am alive. I am moving. And I am loving. I do not promise a life without hardship, but I do promise that my light will never be extinguished in your family. You will learn to love with patience, to forgive with grace, and to hope with faith. And every time you feel weak, I will remind you, I am still here, and I have never stopped working. I will give you eyes to see what is good, a heart to feel what is deep, and a voice to proclaim truth when others are still uncertain. Your family is not a coincidence. The ones you love are not an accident. I have chosen, placed, and ordained. And though the enemy has tried to sow division, I will overturn every scheme he has planned. Love will prevail. Light will rise. And you, part of that divine plan, will stand in the midst of your household as a steadfast pillar, not by your own strength, but by the power of the one who called you from the depths. Keep trusting. Keep praying. Keep your heart open, because new life is coming not only for you, but for those you deeply love. And when I finish the work I have begun, your entire household will sing, rejoice, and enter a new season, a season of grace, of healing, and of glory. You are my child. Your family is a cherished inheritance, and I will work all things for good. Nothing in my hand is wasted. No prayer of yours is in vain. For I, the faithful God, am coming, and your home will be the dwelling place of my presence. Be ready, my beloved one, for goodness is knocking at your door. My beloved child, never think that your faithfulness has been forgotten. Never assume that your silent sacrifices, your unseen moments of kneeling, or your whispered prayers in the dark have failed to reach me. Everything you do in faithfulness to me, even the smallest act, is remembered. Every tear that falls from your eyes is not lost. They do not vanish into nothingness, but fall into the very heart of the Father, a heart overflowing with love and mercy. I have heard the silent cries of your soul, when you had no more words to speak, when the pain in your heart went deeper than any language could express. You may not see clearly, but I am at work. Right now, I am moving in the unseen realm to prepare things for you, things far beyond your current understanding. There are answers I am sending, doors I am opening, and yes, doors I am closing, not to deny you, but to protect you from what is not yet time. You don't have to see everything to trust me. Just remember, I am the one who never forsakes the faithful. I am the promise keeper, the one who knows your future, and the one who loves you with an everlasting love. My child, I am your provider. Every need you have, whether physical or spiritual, is known to me. You may think you lack, but I have never abandoned you. When you feel stuck, that is when I am making a way your eyes cannot yet see. When you feel empty, I am pouring into you. When you grow weary of waiting, I am preparing something greater than you dared to ask for. There is nothing you need that I cannot give, and I will never give it at any moment less than the best. I am not only your provider, I am your protector. In every season of life, there have been dangers you never even knew I shielded you from. There are threats that never touched you because my invisible hand stood between. I covered you when you didn't even realize you were under threat. I lifted you when you were close to falling. My presence is your strong tower, the solid rock beneath your feet when the world around you shakes. Though the winds may blow hard and everything may change, my protection remains unshakable. More than that, I am your peace. Not the fragile kind the world offers peace that depends on comfort or favorable circumstances, but the kind that holds firm in the storm. It is the peace that allows you to rest when you do not understand, simply because you know I am in control. It is the peace that lets you sleep, even when tomorrow is uncertain, because you trust the one who holds tomorrow also holds you. This peace will carry you through the darkest valleys and keep your heart steady when all else around you falters. Every step you take, I am with you. There are moments when you feel my nearness, and others when you wonder if I've gone silent, but never once have you walked alone. When you stood on the mountaintop, I rejoiced with you. When you collapsed in the valley, I knelt beside you. When you had no strength to take another step, I carried you through the hardest stretch. There are footprints on the path that belong to me, because it was I who bore you on my shoulders. No matter where you go, no matter how winding the road becomes, my hand never leaves your life. You will never be alone. Beloved, even if others leave you, even if your heart feels empty, I remain the one who never changes. My promise is not only for a moment, it is for all time. I am with you, even to the end of the age. Not only when you do right, not only when you feel strong, but until the very end in everlasting love. without condition, without limit, without withdrawal, even when you are lost. I am the Father who seeks, even when you doubt. I am the one who waits, and when you return, I am already there, arms open, eyes filled not with judgment, but with a love that welcomes. So, dear one, take heart. Keep being faithful. Keep sowing even with tears if you must, for a harvest of joy will come. Keep trusting, even when your eyes cannot yet see, for I am working with a love that never grows weary. Remember, you are known, you are loved, and you are kept not because of what you do, but because of who I am. I am the faithful one, the Father full of mercy, the God who is with you today, tomorrow, and forever, my beloved child. There will come a time when your heart will be as still as a lake after the storm, not because the wind stops blowing or the waves stop rising, but because you know who is in the boat with you. You will know that I am your Lord, not just in the moments of ease, but in the darkest days, when faith is no longer based on feelings, but grounded in truth. That kind of knowing will bring you a peace no one can take away. Peace not because hardship is absent, but peace in the very midst of it. Peace not from the outside in, but from the inside out, where I dwell within your heart. You will know my peace not as the world gives, but peace that surpasses all understanding. It won't need a reason to exist, and it cannot be shaken by circumstance. When everything around you trembles, my peace will keep you grounded. When your mind grows weary from all you must carry, my peace will be your resting place. It will fill you like light flooding a room once lost in shadow, and you will no longer be overtaken by fear or insecurity. Not only peace, you will begin to recognize the blessings I've prepared for you. These blessings may not always come in the form you expected, but they will always come at the right time and in full measure. Some blessings will arrive through healing, some through transformation, and some will come through loss-making space for something far greater. But however they come, you will see that my hand always gives generously, and your heart will overflow with gratitude. You will also come to understand what mercy truly means, not merely as something that erases the past, but as a power that renews the present. My mercy will not rehearse the mistakes you once made. Instead, it will invite you into a new chapter where you are forgiven, restored, and loved as if you had never fallen. As you learn to live in that mercy, you will also learn how to extend it to others. And it is through the acts of forgiving, lifting up, and loving that you will begin to see my image more clearly reflected in your own life. Then you will see my grace not as a beautiful concept, but as a real and present strength that enables you to rise each day. When you are weary, grace will sustain you. When you don't know how to take the next step, grace will guide you. When you feel like you're not enough, my grace will be your sufficiency. It does not come because you deserve it, but because I love you, and that very truth will lead you to live with humility, gratitude, and unshakable hope. You will begin to witness my power at work even in the smallest of things, not only in the obvious miracles, but in every slow, steady step forward. When you pray and notice your heart beginning to change, that is my power. When you forgive someone after years of pain, that is my power. When you choose to believe in the midst of the storm, that too is my power. And through each experience, you will no longer doubt that I am working in you, through you, and for you. Day by day, you will come to know that my mercy never runs dry. It is new every morning, always ready when you need it, always gentle when you fall, My mercy doesn't just uphold, it heals. It doesn't just forgive, it restores value. No matter how many labels the world tries to place on you, I still see you as my beloved child, not because you are flawless, but because you are mine. And above all, you will come to know my love, a love that does not change, does not depend on conditions, and is never withdrawn. That love will carry you on the days when you can't lift yourself. That love will embrace you when no one else understands what you are walking through. That love does not need to be proven, for the cross has already become its eternal proof. And that love, my child, will forever be the reminder that you are never alone, never abandoned, never forgotten. So live in this awareness that you are loved, protected, provided for, and chosen to reveal my glory. Do not let the world blur what I have etched into your heart. Do not let fear speak a word that contradicts truth. You are not walking alone through the vastness of this life. You are being covered in peace, blessing, mercy, grace, power, and love, all flowing from the Father, who loves you more than anyone ever could. And He, the Lord your God, the Almighty One, will never leave you. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. As a child of God, you are never alone. He is always beside you in every moment, continually reminding you to live by faith and in the assurance of His love. Follow and turn on notifications so you won't miss a single word I speak from heaven. Amen.